Hey, everybody, good evening. It is Wine Down Wednesday. Ha, I actually know what today is. I'm so excited. It is Wine Down Wednesday. I live for Wine Down Wednesday. It is Jen with Two Moms and a Wine Truck. Cheers, everybody. Super excited to do tonight's segment. I have known Lori, founder, owner of the Produce Moms, for about 10 years or so. And she brings such a unique vantage point of fruits and vegetables and the way that we need to cook and think about them and the resources they provide for us. And so I am happy to have you here, Lori. Thank you so much for joining us. Lori, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Well, I brought my Cabernet.
It's awesome. I love it. Cheers.
I love interviews where I can drink. So this is
Absolutely.
yeah, cheers. No, it's Jen, a lot has changed, but nothing has changed at the same time in terms of what the Produce Moms is all about. I mean, it's we've definitely evolved over the years to being a leading content platform that influences and inspires people to eat more fruits and vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And we work directly with the agriculture supply chain to educate everyone about the truth and the facts surrounding their fresh fruits and vegetables. um, we've been so like, and I hate the terminology busy because I'm like, everyone's busy, quit saying you're busy. But we really have been fortunate to be in a situation where we've built something. The Produce Moms has evolved into a platform that people trust to lean on right now when there is so much societal disruption, right, and uncertainty as it relates to consuming not just fruits and vegetables, but all food. I do think fruits and vegetables are a little bit different because it's a highly perishable thing, and the way it's packaged in the store, some of it's in, it's bulk. It's not like in a box like your cereal or in a can like your soup. It's living, it's breathing, it's a bulk, right, food item. And with that comes a lot of confusion. Like, is this virus transmitted, by human touch on the lettuce, or am I going to get it from the box of strawberries? And, I want to make sure that, for all of your community tuning in tonight, this virus is not transmitted by food or food packaging. And that's the position of the United States through FDA research. It's the position of Canada. It's the position of Europe. So it's really important that everyone understands that and continues to have great confidence in their choice to purchase, consume, serve, get creative with your fruits and vegetables. I mean, it's been a really hard time right now for a lot of the farmers that we work with at the Produce Moms. I mean, you got to think 50% of their customer base got shut down.
They
with
did.
food service shutting down. And home cooks do not understand fruits and vegetables the way classically trained chefs or even line cooks do that are around fresh food all day long with their jobs. So while there are commodities that are soaring in sales at retail, bananas, potatoes, carrots, like you can probably name them yourself, like the items, citrus fruits, the items that are out of stock and or that you're noticing like there's larger displays of them than you've ever seen. They're growing those items are all moving, with more sales velocity and volume at retail than they really ever have before. However, those farmers still also lost their retail outlet or their food service outlet. I mean, how many restaurants have you been to, whether it's fast food drive-thrus or white tablecloth dining, that don't have potatoes on the menu? None. Like, they're everywhere, and so that those sales, especially too when you consider some of the specs that farmers plant and grow the crops to certain specs for food service versus certain specs for retail, it's tough, so what you're reading about in mass media in terms of food being dumped, it's a sad reality of what's happening. And it's not that the farmers aren't trying to supply food banks. Right. America's farmers do more donations of fresh food than anyone else. Yes. And that's year round. That's not just right now. I mean, right now they're donating as much as they can, but our food bank infrastructure is not really set up for a lot of perishable food storage. There's minimal cold storage at these places. There's a reason why one of the, lingo terminology, like one of the preferred jargons for These outlets is a food pantry. You
Yep.
know, it's usually a lot of non-perishable product that you find at, you know, in this sector of food security. And then also it is a matter of economics as well. You know, I mean, every time the farmer, if the crop is in the ground, there's additional costs to harvesting it.
Sure.
There's additional cost of not only harvesting it, but taking it to the packing house and cleaning it and packaging it so that it's even ready for donation. And in a society where 50% of their customer base is shut down, for some growers, that's much more than 50% of their sales are gone. I mean, there are some growers who are in the business or who grow a commodity that is really meant for food service and chefs. And, you know, is it really fair to ask them to incur additional loss too?
Yeah.
So it's a complicated problem. Like,
It is.
it's a complicated problem. We've got to figure it out. We have to start the process of, you know, just, I hate the term normal too, because what's normal, right? But we need to figure it out, because food security, now this is a fact, food security is national security, and we have to remain a food secure nation. And
well, you know, as humans, what do we do when someone is sick, a friend is sick? We bring them food. We make them food. It's comfort for us, especially in the state of Indiana. That's just the way we roll here.
It's culture. That's global. That's what I always say, like on our podcast or anytime I have an opportunity to do a keynote engagement, I'm always reminding people that food, specifically fruits and vegetables, that is the universal love language. That is the universal thing that connects all people from all around the globe. You know, our products that we represent in specialty crop agriculture, there's no doctor telling you not to eat them. There's no religion telling you not to eat them. There's no part of the world where they're not consumed. It's really quite profound when you think about how this is. And then when you think about the moments in life that matter, whether they're the highs or the lows, food is there.
Food has always been there. Yep, I agree.
It's how we fall in love over great meals. It's how we fall out of love, you know, and like, you know, we're in our misery, and what do? You get together with your, you know, you've got your girlfriends and you're grieving.
That's right.
Or like I went through death with my dad, and it's like, oh my gosh, the first thing people did was brought food to me.
Absolutely.
You know? And it's the first thing that I do if a friend has a baby, or that's why we have meals at weddings. And
that's right.
Well,
Absolutely. So let's talk about that. So
yeah,
I appreciate that insight, and that makes a lot of sense. And thank you for educating our community here. And tonight, what we're going to do is actually talk about some food, and let's celebrate with food. Let's celebrate with wine, y'all. I got lots of wine going on tonight over here. So, Lori, what have you got there in front of you that you want to talk about first? And let's start doing some pairings.
Okay, so I made two little fruit. I made a fruit plate, a vegetable plate, and then I'm going to show you my my trick for how we can make you know, wine night super easy and almost like a shortcut just from
Love it
in the produce department. All right, so I'm going to shift things around here, and you tell me. Let's see.
Got it. We can see it. Yeah. Ooh, yum.
Okay, so kiwi, raspberries. Love these. I like can't look at them without popping one. Salted almonds. A lot of people don't realize this, but tree nuts are also considered part of produce. These are medjool dates.
Oh, yum.
I love medjool dates. This has more potassium than a banana.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, yeah, they're like total superfoods. And they're also known as they're palm tree candy is what people call them, or like nature's candy. So, and I put peanut butter in this one, and then I'm going to add some of the salted almonds to it.
Oh, that's an adult version. That's awesome.
So this is if you're craving a candy bar, this is what I recommend.
Oh, wow.
You do instead. Like dates have almost like a natural caramel flavor.
Okay.
And so I think that it's a great choice for the nights when you're like, I really want a sweet.
Yeah.
You know, it is there's still sugar in them. I mean, there's sugar in all fruit, right?
But there's also some protein too from your peanut butter, so you're good there.
And also, there's a big difference in eating a natural fruit sugar.
Yeah.
eating a cup of white sugar and a baked good. There's a big difference.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so this combo, a date stuffed with peanut butter and the salty smoked almonds in there, this is going to be, for anyone that's got a sweet tooth at night or a sweet tooth with your wine, this might actually be one of your new saviors. And you can find your medjool dates. They sell them usually right by the bananas in the produce department. They're little clamshell packages. And it is actually a fruit. So and we have a blog at theproducemoms.com.
That's fantastic.
Like what are dates and how to eat them.
Well, when you were saying that, because I think I'd recommend a Pinot Noir for that, because it's a little bit smoother. It's not as heavy of a wine. It's definitely not sweet, but you're talking about, you've got smoke flavors and you've got the peanut butter and you've got the dates and you've got the creamies, the caramel. I think that would just go really well with the Pinot Noir.
You would typically put like a dessert with, Jen, like that you serve with a dessert course.
Yep.
That's where you can serve these dates. And it's also like, it's such a treat, you know? Okay, and then for the other fruit options, what I chose are fruits, the kiwi and the raspberries. Both of these fruits are for sure superfoods. I mean, there's a ton of nutrition in both of these. Kiwis are actually the most nutrient-dense fruit. So bite for bite, when you're eating a kiwi, you're getting more vitamins and minerals than any other fruit that's grown in the world. So
ding, ding, ding. Did not know that.
Yeah. And so, and also, even though they're both fruits and sweet, I don't think that either of these fruits are overly sweet. You know, I think that they're both, I think that when it comes to pairing them with wines, like you could go with a dry wine or you could go with a Prosecco, you know, or a Riesling.
Or just go ahead and put the raspberries in the Prosecco on a Sunday morning. Problem solved.
Both of these fruits make great infusions. So if you're doing a sangria or even infused water, raspberry and kiwi both are great for that.
Yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned it, because I know we're talking about wine tonight, but also the infused water, because people don't typically like to drink blah water. That's right. And put them in a little infuser there.
Yeah. It's and you know, since COVID-19 started, one of our top trending blogs is how to infuse your vodka with fruit. So
that's awesome.
It only takes about 4 days. So it's Wednesday. So go ahead and get a little mason jar and fill it up with your favorite fruit and your vodkas, and you'll have your cocktail.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I know, it's super fun. But so that's the fruit pair. Those are the fruit items that I would recommend. And I think that, you know, I love your tips, Jen. I think that you're spot on. And really right now, grocery is like, our supply chain's a little liquid to say the least. You know, I mean, it's pretty much nonstop, because what we did as an industry, we were pretty much classically split 50-50 in our supply chain, 50% going to food service, 50% going to retail, meaning, and we could probably identify that even in our own lives. Like half the time you're getting your food through restaurant or food service outlets, like kids are eating at school, or you're going through a drive-through, or you're ordering takeout, or you're dining in at a restaurant, whereas 50% of the time you're eating at home. And now it's 100% is pretty much the split. I mean, I know that there are restaurants offering carry out and delivery, and support those as you can. This has been, I mean, over $200 billion loss to the restaurant industry is what the National Restaurant Association has, you know, estimated. And there's going to be a lot of restaurants that can't come out of this, unfortunately. It's going to be the end. It's really just, I know it's an overused term right now, but the right term is unprecedented. It really is an unprecedented scenario. So support them if you can. And then also don't overthink it. Like if you're at the grocery store and you want to get some fruits that go with wine, I mean, really at the end of the day, they can all go with wine. Like
absolutely.
Fruits and vegetables, I mean, anything, like I could slice up a banana here, or, you know, grapes, obviously. I mean, you see that on a lot of charcuterie boards that are served with wine tastings. But even your basic things like your citrus fruits, your apples, pears, even bananas, those are all items that can pair wonderfully with, you know, your wines or any other cocktail night. So don't worry about that.
And also right now, I mean, because we are kind of locked in our houses, we're not driving anywhere. So grab a $5, $6, $10 bottle of wine, a couple of them, grab some fruits, make your own board, and just sit around and talk about it. Do a Zoom with people like what we're doing. I mean, there's creative measures. Expand your taste buds is what I always say. I love it when people come up to the wine truck. They're like, I'm a sweet person. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And so then I'll give them a taste. And I'm like, you know what? You're here. Why don't you try a Chardonnay? Why don't you try a Pinot Noir? And you would believe they're like, oh, I never thought I would like this. It's just expanding the palate a little bit more. Now, if you want to stay in your silo, you go for it. No, no judging over here. But every once in a while, it's great to like step out of the comfort zone too.
Yeah, it is. And another thing too, just to remind people of, if you want to get some great deals on wine, it might be as simple as when you're picking up your carryout. If you want to ask the restaurant manager, what kind of wine specials do you have? We have a
Mm-hmm.
Native Italian restaurant here close to my house. They need cash flow, right? And what can they sell to keep that cash coming in? And a lot of restaurants nationwide, some of even our James Beard Award winning chefs, they're emptying out their wine cellars
Mm-hmm.
right now, you guys. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a great opportunity to get some amazing deals, try some amazing wines, even some, super high-end wines for a
Yeah,
pretty affordable price.
absolutely.
Wines that you're not going to be able to find at, Kroger, Walmart, or Meijer,
Right, on-premise wines, that's what yeah, and you're right, because they don't sell them in Kroger's and Walmarts, so the on-premise are specifically just for the restaurants. Mhm, and
Right.
that's what we actually have. We carry 2, and I only have this right here. We carry
I
Twisted and
love
Proverb.
proverb wine, and
Yes,
you're the one who introduced me to it,
yes.
and I have enjoyed it at other restaurants.
You know, and that's
I
the go
seen
ahead.
it grocery. It's not available at grocery retail, is it?
No, that's the one thing about when we started Vinny, we wanted to make sure that we had wines that you could not walk into, no offense to a big box store or whatever, but we wanted the experience to be unique. And we also do Tisdale as well too, and then we do Twisted, California based. We have Oregon is another big place now, then Washington too. So we're branching out. Once we can get back on the road again, we've got some more brands that we're going to share, but we'll get there.
In a lot of these regions that are your high wine grape production regions, those also happen to be your high fruit and vegetable production
Yep.
regions. Like Monterey County, California, famous for their Chardonnays, but
Yes.
also that's the salad bowl of America right there in the Salinas Valley. So it's famous for their lettuce and their celeries and their strawberries and everything else. So I want to show all of our guests tonight the vegetable plate.
Yes, because
So
you've got like this wannabe it's not a head of lettuce. I want to hear about this bitter thing too, because I'm curious.
okay. So it's a radicchio, which
Oh,
is
radicchio. Okay.
okay. All right. So it's let me move my knife. Okay. Pull this down. Show the board. Can
It's
you guys
so
see?
pretty.
It is pretty. So I've got the radicchio, which kind of looks like a red cabbage, right? But it's
Uh-huh.
obviously smaller than a head of cabbage. It's about the size. It's between the size of a softball, baseball. Okay. And then I have probably one of my favorite vegetables. It's
Oh,
like my family
yes.
go-to, red bell pepper strip, or I'm sorry, orange bell pepper strips. Um, Also, more vitamin C than an orange in your colored bell peppers. A lot of people don't know that.
Interesting.
And I love the flavor, and I love the
Mm-hmm.
crunch, and there's a nice sweetness. And then also, like, it's a great vehicle for dipping. Like, I don't know about you, but when I'm drinking my wine,
Right.
I want to have that cheese or the hummus or the ranch or whatever. Like, I
Right.
have to have that element of the experience. And then I paired it with a blue cheese because um it's just, that, well, first of all, I love blue cheese. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't obviously feel like if you don't like blue cheese, then don't pair anything with blue cheese. I always hate how people like feel like they have
Right.
to, but
This is wonderful.
I love it. Um, so I pair everything with it. And like, I will literally, instead of a cracker, I will take my bell pepper strips and
That's
I will
awesome.
cut the cheese. Ooh, I'm sorry. A little bit of technical difficulties here with navigating. All right. So I'll move this guy for a minute. So literally what you can do for your, you know, figure friendly wine night, I guess, right?
Yes. There you go.
So I literally just get some soft blue cheese and I will put it on the bell pepper strip. And
Oh,
instead
yum.
of getting a cracker or a crostini, I feel
Right.
better about it because I'm eating my veggies it might
Exactly.
have blue cheese on it, but I'm still eating my veggies. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So I'm not necessarily a dipper. And I'm not being endorsed by Morton's whatsoever. I am a um kind of a spice girl, like a seasoning. So this is all season, and this is garlic, and that's what I like to just sprinkle a little bit on those, and that's good for me. So yeah.
For sure. So I want to show everyone this chicory. They are so good for you. They're like they are absolute superfoods because of just the nutrient properties for
Mm-hmm.
sure, but also the way it, like the same way, like a jalapeno pepper or the Scoville, the peppers, the higher you get on the Scoville rating, the more benefit it has with making us not want to overeat. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So
Correct.
curries have somewhat of that same flavor profile, but they're bitter. And I think bitter is one of out of all of the different tastes that our tongue has, salty, sweet, bitter is definitely one of those flavor profiles that I think we almost overlook, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're even more likely to experience the umami flavor that you can get through foods like mushrooms
Mm-hmm.
before we are to get the bitter flavor. And so
Okay.
that's the reason why I like to point that out to people. And bitter also, it's one of those flavors that goes so well with, you can pair it with dry or sweet. Like, it goes so well with it. And so I think I'm going to try it. I've got my pan set up over here. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to transfer everyone to my cooking pan here. All right. How's that? Can you see the?
Oh yes, we can see.
Okay.
This is great.
All right. So this is just, honestly, you guys, this is just like really cheap, like vegetable oil. Okay. You don't need super high, like super expensive olive oil. It's not necessary right here. And I've got I'm going to go ahead and cut open this radicchio for you so you can see what it looks like on the inside.
Oh, so pretty.
Yeah.
You could mistake that for a purple cabbage too.
Yeah, a lot of people do. It's actually for the higher quality salad blends, you'll see
Yeah.
you'll see radicchios added into them.
Mm-hmm.
But I like these little wedges here, and you can actually even make them smaller. You can kebab them, whatever you want. And I just get them hot on the grill pan or skillet. I'm not outside the skillet.
Because we did have snow and wind today, so I mean, it is April, so.
Yeah. And I've got this going on high heat. Season it, of course. Jen, your favorite step, right?
Yes, I love my seasons. My husband actually got me hooked on seasons because I was like, but I tell you what, it makes all the flavoring. It makes so much things so much better.
The secret ingredient for every home cook, your glass of wine while you're cooking.
Wine, I love it.
No, and then as this cooks up, it'll just start to wilt a little.
Mm-hmm.
And get a little brown here. Let's see how it's looking. And that's what you want. And then I put the blue cheese on top.
Oh.
And then it's like, you can eat it knife and fork. If you cut it up smaller, you can kebab it. It's so good. And it's so basic. I mean, it's one of those things where it looks really elegant, but really it's very basic. It's a head of radicchio that you've quartered or, cut into cubes. And then you just put it on the grill. I do this on the grill outside a lot. Like, this is one of my summertime favorites.
Uh-huh.
And then you can just brush it, like we did, with a little bit of cooking oil and then salt and pepper, or you could even use like a blue cheese dressing or a balsamic dressing as it cooks down.
You could make that as your own wedge salad then when you keep talking about the blue. You could probably put some bacon on top of it too.
It is a blue cheese. It is for sure a good blue cheese salad. Yes.
Bacon. God, now I'm hungry for bacon.
We'll let that hang out a little bit, and but you can already see it's really cooking up. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, that's fantastic. That is.
I think, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know about you, but I've been just eating a lot of, like, I don't really even, I mean, I might cook a meal for my family, but the truth is, like, I feel like I'm just snacking or eating tapas all night, or like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, it's crazy working from home all day, and like the work never really stops right now as we're trying to innovate and figure out how we stay relevant. So I want to show everyone one of my favorite items from the produce department for my for my mom meal, which sometimes doesn't happen until like 9:30 p.m. at night.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, and I actually, when I was at the grocery store, they were on sale, but I love
Oh,
these.
love those.
I do too. And so it's got everything you need. I tell the people at Nature Ripe, I'm like, okay, this is totally just add a glass of wine, and this is my favorite meal.
Oh, it's perfect.
Grapes, blueberries, cheese, and almonds.
It's
So
perfect.
good.
Absolutely. I love it. So, Laura, you've got a huge platform. It's the Produce Moms with an S. You've got a ton of blogs out there. You've got web. You're doing it. So, if anybody right now has any questions on, well, because we're cooking from home, how to make stuff. I mean, for instance, you've got how to make artichoke stuff. I mean, you've got everything out there. So, what?
Just zucchinis, we've got you covered.
Yeah, exactly. So, really encourage our community that's watching tonight that if you've got any questions on cooking fruits, vegetables, whatever it is, head to the Produce Moms. Lori's got you covered. She answers emails if you've got questions. She's got recipes. You even have a club that they can join too, that you're
Yep.
sending stuff out monthly as
Yep,
well.
the contact form goes straight to my inbox. So for
Mm-hmm.
sure, reach out. We, definitely people are turning to us. The word's getting out there. We're really proud of it. Like week
Yeah.
after week, we're breaking our, organic inbound traffic records, which is really exciting. But it also tells me that there's a lot to be learned as it relates to being a 100% home cook, and I love that people are interested in doing more with fruits and vegetables. Last month we, through our entire ecosystem, we have a podcast, we have targeted emails, we have obviously the website, we do live streams and events like this. We reached 3 million people around the world.
I
So
know. I love that.
it's an incredible moment for the brand, even though the industry's in disarray and we're very vulnerable as a small .com. But it's, I'm very motivated by that. I'm motivated by the fact that literally people from all around the world are turning to the producemoms.com to learn more about their fruits and vegetables and to be inspired
Mm-hmm.
about how to consume more and how to feed more to our families. Like that's my team and I, we really view this as mission driven work. This is work that really matters. We need people to understand fruits and vegetables and eat more of them.
Absolutely.
Everyone's guilty of it. America does not eat enough fruits and vegetables. And for the vast majority of us, if we're honest about it, me too, Jen. I mean, there's a lot of days where I do not eat the recommended amounts of fruits and vegetables despite all the knowledge and access I have to them.
Sure. Right.
But you know what? 93% of America is not eating the recommended amounts of fruits and vegetables. So you're not alone if you feel that way. And I think that's one reason why a lot of people enjoy the Produce Moms so much. We're pretty much a keep it real community with where it will meet you where you're at. We'll meet you with facts, not passion. So there is everything we tell you. It's the truth. It's the facts. It's what science has told us and research has told us. It's not me being passionate as someone who sold fresh produce to grocery stores. Like it's not that.
Right.
You know?
Right. And I appreciate you having this platform for people like myself in our community that can say, I'm not for sure, and they can go out there. They can find you in anything. So if they're not Facebook, if they're Instagram, if they are your website, you got it all. You got it all. You're on everything.
Yeah,
I
my
love
middle
it.
school son helped me set up the TikTok even. So
Oh gosh, you're doing TikTok now. And you also do what's it on Instagram? Those videos too. You do it. You're doing those as well.
IGTV a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of IGTV, and
yes,
we'd love to. We're pretty much where you're at. That's kind of our mantra, though. We'll meet you where you're at, and
love it.
whether it's with our content or with our mindset of no matter how many fruits and vegetables you're eating to get today, it's okay, and together we can eat more.
I love that. I love that. Lori, together we can eat more. Together we can drink more too.
Cheers.
Hey, thanks so much for being on tonight. I really appreciate you, Lori. Always great information. I learned so much again tonight. Thank you to our community and audience for watching tonight. Again, the Produce Moms with an S.com. Check Lori out. And cheers, everyone. It's Jen signing off from Two Moms and a Wine Truck. Take care, be safe, be positive, and stay home. Thank you.